Another lovely Sunday. Welcome. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. The next 90 minutes, we play back some of the weekend's best sporting action for you. Here in Ghana, the Premier League, King Faisal, top of the Ghana Premier League after a shocking result in Kumasi, where they beat Kumasi Asante Kotoko. House of Folk have been knocked out of Africa by another North African team. This time they suffered a 4-0 thrashing at the hands of JS Sora. They are 2-0 advantage for the first leg, meaning absolutely nothing. Humbling experience for them in Africa. We'll look back on that particular game. Go to Europe. Man City have now reclaimed top of the Premier League after their victory, of course, against Watford, following Chelsea's defeat at the hands of West Ham United. Rangnick's reign has started with a victory, and the goal that gave them the win came from a very unlikely source. Now back-to-back man of the match performances from Fred. What's going on with him? Of course, Liverpool brought on their Malam to score a Malam goal. So I like to say Origi stole all of the points for them in a very critical game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Over in Italy, the table has changed there as well. AC Milan are now top of the table. Roma were humble in their Classica in Germany. Controversial officiating as Bayern Munich beat Borussia Dortmund to go 4 points clear at the top. All of that, plus Formula One. What a dramatic day it was in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton claiming victory, Max Verstappen finishing second. The two drivers are now level on points going into the last race of the season. What a weekend in Abu Dhabi awaits us next in that F1 climax. All of that to come in the next 90 minutes. But for now, we'll take a short break. When we come back, I'll tell you how to join the conversation and I'll introduce my guests, and we can start to play back some action for you. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. This is Scorecard. So let me hear from you. What a weekend it's been. Of course, the way to join the show, like I like to always say, is use the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. Let me hear from you. Use the hashtag Scorecard. Leave your messages there with the hashtag Scorecard. I'll retweet them and share as many of them as the rest of our viewers. I don't know what you made of what's happened to Heart of Oak or what's happened to Kotoko. Somebody texted me and said, unbelievable. Also, Chelsea beating by West Ham United. Rangnick's reign started with a victory. I mean, there's a lot that's happening over the weekend, and I've got the men to unpack them. When this man comes in his fugu, then you know that I ask shit. Ladies and gentlemen, my guests are here, Christopher Nimley and Daniel Koranteng as usual. Chris?
Yes.
How are you? I don't understand.
Oh, Lord Jesus. You see, on a Saturday where Toto Alote got dazed, Fentuo Tahiru dazed, Mrs. Nimley dazed, but I came to her aid. And then my very good friend who celebrated his birthday, him and Mr. Kwashi of East Airport International School, happy belated birthday, young man.
He was also dazed.
He was also dazed. Then his wife also came to his aid. Charlie, I couldn't have gotten. I can see, look, I'm extremely happy, man. Oh, Lord. Oh, you was about. Amen.
Amen. What was that prayer for?
I say Yehovah Zebaoth. It simply means Yehovah, may your name remain pure forever. May your reign and your kingdom reign forever and ever. Amen.
Okay, I understand the prayer now, but what is it for?
Rangnick is back. Is he? Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Charlie. Did you see the press today? Intense. This is just after 30 minutes training session. 30 minutes.
Daniel, how are you?
I'm very well.
Yeah, of course you're well. Daniel went for a naming ceremony today.
What is he doing himself? What have you been doing all along? Somebody should name for you to go.
But how did this become
no, somebody should name. When am I coming to your naming ceremony?
It's very soon.
You've been coaching, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I know. It tells you something. When you start attending naming ceremonies, and then you know that
Hayes is on the way. Oh, I can't wait.
Okay, guys. Let's begin in the Ghana Premier League, as we always like to do, and take you to this particular match. Elmina Sharks, they started us off this weekend, and they took on Karela United. Karela, after their impressive draw against Kotoko, a lot was expected of them. But of course, in the end, Elmina Sharks took advantage of their home grounds and secured a 2-1 victory.
Right to the norm through finds Enoch. Enoch manages to get in the cross. The header is on, and that's the first goal.
And look at how easy Agbenyong struck off that tackle to send in that cross and bang in the header.
As Sharks swing another one into the 18-yard box, two red shirts go up. They give an opportunity to Justice. Ball whipped in nicely. Bawa is committed. Whistle now. Maxwell Hansen will lower the curtains as far as the first half is concerned. Kingsford Frimpong. So away we go with the second half. Umar Bashiru. This looks good for Karela as they come forward into the 18-yard box. Kelvin looking for that opening. Ooh! Against the goal post.
Look at Umar Bashiru. He is the mercurial man in the middle. The pass to Kevin Ando and the shot straight to the crossbar line of Karela. We are having an open game at the moment. Both sides creating some wonderful chances.
And it's the goal scorer, Justice Mensah. Fires in the drive. Oh! Oh! Oh!
But brilliant play from Justice Mensah. Yeah. I mean, a step over and then that shot.
Oh, some lovely, sublime skills there by Ando. He's been quiet for a little while, barring any time added on. And which color would carry the day at the end of it all? Kelvin gets a goal back for Karela out of nothing.
Look at the attitude. The clearance not the best from Nia J, but there Kevin Ando showing his quality.
And Maxwell Hansen believes
they won. Elmina Sharks 2-1. Diana Stars, Emmanuel Jamfi, a stone that was once rejected. Kumaza Zandu Kotoko's former captain. He scored twice for Diana Stars in a thumping 3-0 win against Watford. Take a look.
Pass Razak Simpson. Here is Jamfi. Good play to skip past the Watford defender. It is still Jamfi. Hafiz Adams. That is brilliant. Great goal from Hafiz Adams.
I think that it's a defender who's come up with that skill set. Weaker foot. His left foot is just hit the ball so hard into the bottom corner. Goalkeeper can't reach it. That is a really good skill for the second touch. Lovely goal all over.
Farsana. Again, he goes for glory from that distance. Second time. That's the second for Adriana Stars.
Emmanuel Jamfi has got real pace to run through. New fans are absolutely loving him. His body well, really, and gets his man into the game. It's on a half volley of some sort. Needed pace for that. Only one winner.
Adriana Stars 2. Watford 0.
It's enough to get in behind Adriana Stars. That has to change.
Here we go for second half. Free kick taken. Kunedu Yadom came close to pulling one back for.
But the second half for them, the ball coming. It's not the best of ball, but it's a difficult one to trick. I'm not sure why the captain is trying to go with the feet. I thought the ball was there for him too.
With 10 men in that game. Aqua's cross, headed down by Mensah. Is it a penalty? Yes, it is. And get on the score sheet. He steps forward and was able to save from Brighton J's penalty. Giving so much space and time. Picks out Emmanuel Jamfi. Can he get a third goal? Jamfi gets the third. And Adriana Stars.
I think the goal is a clean one. Jamfi does all the right things. Just brings the ball a little bit over the goalkeeper. When Osebosu can't catch it, and Jamfi has an empty net to do whatever he wants. He chose to score. Easy done.
All right, so Emmanuel Jennifer scoring twice there to help them to a 3-0 win. They won 1-0 last weekend against Great Olympics away from home, and now 3-0 winners. So back-to-back victories for Aegina Stars there. And let's bring you the match that a lot of people want to see. It was a Kumasi derby. Faisal took on Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Kotoko were the home team. Of course, there is a limit on how many fans can attend the stadium. Kotoko came up with a brilliant initiative where you can send Momo and pay for your seat even if you are not going to be at the stadium. I paid 50 cedis for mine and predicted that the team would win 5-0. At least make the money worth it. But in the end, Ibrahim Zubairu, unbelievable. He scored a hat-trick to give Kim Faisal a 3-2 win.
Julian Nunu whistles and Kim Faisal will kick off this game here. Good play from Kim Faisal, now moving dangerously into Kotoko territory. This can be dangerous. Will they get the opener? And Kim Faisal are up by 1-0 against Asante Kotoko.
This is the build-up here. That was a lovely cushion pass into the path of his man. By the way, they were so unselfish. Standish ran really well. And there you see it again, very unselfish. Laid onto Zubairu. And the finish in the end.
Appearance down the right side, sends a cross in. Flag stays down. Will this be the second for Faisal? That's a brilliant one. Oh, what a brilliant goal from Zubairu.
But they are looking for the offside flag. The flag is down. But Wayo, so unselfish, so aware of his surrounding. That touch is brilliant. The second touch into the top.
It is Imoro who delivers one in. Frank Boateng. First off, over here at the Babayara Stadium. Second half underway here.
That takes them.
It is Imoro's cross. Frank Boateng makes a mistake and Bafwe doesn't clear it. Kotoko pulls one back. It is Mfuege, the Cameroonian.
There's a big goal in the context of this game. Goalkeeper disappointing here because there's no communication between him and his defender there.
Imoro's corner. Boateng's header and upon loses possession in a very critical area. Wayo's cross in. Will Zubairu get his hat-trick? And Zubairu gets his hat-trick!
But the defending is poor here. Nobody's aware of the danger in the far post. And Zubairu just had a wonderful touch.
Imoro instead, who swings one in. That's Kotoko's goal to bring them back into business. Really
good
lived
ball
up
by
to
Imoro.
it.
Yeah, look at that for a header. Powerful stuff. 3-2.
Imoro's cross in. And Frank Boateng. It's over! Kim Faisal have beaten Asante Kotoko.
All right. Kim Faisal are now top of the Ghana Premier League. Let me show you the full results from the Ghana Premier League. Coach Nimley, what is funny? there you go. So Aeginas wins 3-0 against Wafa. Lions got a 1-0 win against Wonders. Sharks 2-1 against Karela. We showed you that. Great Olympics 0, Bechim 0. Kotoko's result there. Brekum Charles, and this was my result of the weekend. They lost at home to RTU by 1-0. And guess who scored the goal for RTU? Abagna Sandan. That boy, 6 goals now. He can't stop scoring. Top scorer in the league at the moment after 6 matches. He has the same number of goals as Abe Kwe of Great Olympics. Dreams FC also got a 2-1 win against Bieni Gold Stars. And guess who was on the score sheet for Dreams? No prize for guessing who.
The young man, isn't it?
Fatau, Isahak. Brilliant. And Ashanti Gold also edging. In fact, Ashanti Gold and Legon Cities ended 0-0. Very apologies for that. That match ended 0-0. Have to emphasize. Ash Gold 0, Legon Cities 0. Apologies for that error in the artwork. But that's that. Namely, quite a lot to pick on, but I know where you are biting to go. You just came from Kumasi.
You see, like you rightly said, I just came from Kumasi. I was there and I did a program on one of their radio stations, Silver FM. And after all my analysis, tactical analysis, what Kotoko have been doing right, what they've done be doing right, vis-a-vis that of King Faisal. I did predict that King Faisal will beat Kotoko. And
really?
Yes, I did. I mean, those in Ashanti region, if you are watching the show, which I know they are watching,
yes,
and you listen to me on Silver FM, you can attest to what I'm saying. The people like in Ashanti, when you say they will beat Kotoko, what's that? What they did to me on the radio, Charlie. Hey! And I was like, look, what they did to me. But I was telling them that, look, yes, I don't support Kotoko, but I don't support King Faisal either. But if I looked at the two teams, there was something very strange about this game. Kotoko and their supporters, they were overly confident that we were going to beat King Faisal.
Of course.
And if you study the atmosphere in Kumasi, you dare not say King Faisal will win. They will come for you. Now, what I did tell them was very simple. I said, look, if you have your goalkeeper being the man of the match, week in, week out, then something clearly tells me that defensively you've got serious issues. And if you go back to all the goals they conceded today, the first two, even all the three, very similar goals.
Right.
It tells you that the King Faisal coaches, they've sat down and they've studied the way Kotoko goes about their defending.
Yeah.
And I also said that, is it Kotoko, they've loaned some players.
Look at this first goal.
Yes.
The build-up was sweet. But if you pause it there, I'm not sure what Ganiu was doing there.
You see, at the end of the day, I don't blame Ganiu. Kotoko themselves, they don't have a proper DM. If they had a proper DM, the two centre backs would not be this stretched.
Right.
Because you have the DM right in front of them. But if you go back to the clip, look at the two guys in front of the centre too. It is clear that they themselves, they were lost. They don't know exactly what they were doing. So what I also did say was that because Kotoko lacks the presence of a DM, the Taylor boy, the Mudasiru boy, they are so good in possession that they forget the fundamental principles of defending. In other words, when you watch these two guys play of late, anytime they lose the ball, they behave like Marcus Rashford. They don't go back immediately to press the ball. And they allow, and you can clearly see them, and they allow the opponent to drive straight through the middle, through the Kotoko defense, and come and be facing Ganiu and Co. That warranted the red card last week, and today we saw how King Faisal exposed the two of them.
That King Faisal attack is swift.
Do you know why again Kotoko think they will beat King Faisal? Because the leading goal scorer of King Faisal prior to this game, it's a Kotoko player that they've loaned out to.
Osman Ibrahim.
Yes, that they've loaned out to King Faisal.
For the second time.
Yeah, and per the clauses in the contract,
Can't play against
the boy can't play against his mother club. And he didn't play. So you see, so many things contributed to Kotoko being overly confident and not respecting the quality of the opposition. All King Faisal needed to do was to present the man they presented today. Now look, young man, we will cut these guys open, go in there, be very confident in your finishing ability, and when the chances come, make sure you bury them. And he gave Razak Abaloa no chance. Did you see the second goal?
Yeah.
That is a Ronaldo-like sort of
cut
finish.
back and
the cut
strike.
back. Look at the first touch. The first touch just to cushion the ball. Invite no, not this one.
Yep.
The second one. If you go back to the King Faisal second goal, when this is the pass. No, this is
this is it.
Yeah, come on, man. This is the one I'm
that's
talking
brilliant.
about. You see, the first touch was to take the ball away from the defender and away from Razak Abaloa. He had picked his spot. He knew exactly where he was, and he knew that once he's hit it that hard, there was absolutely no chance that Razak Abaloa was going to touch that ball. And to me, the Kotoko technical staff should go back to the manner in which they've conceded these 3 goals today.
Okay.
It was eminent against Bechem. Bechem didn't punish them. It was eminent against, is it Karela last week when they had the red card?
Yeah,
they didn't punish them. And it's been there, it's been coming. And for me, if they don't solve that problem, if the coaches don't get a way of getting the player to just his responsibility is to protect the back four.
Okay.
Yes, Mudasiru and the Taylor boy and the Lamte boy, they are very enterprising, very entertaining players. They won the ball.
Upon lost the ball for the third goal.
And upon. But fundamentally, they must be told that once you lose the ball, effort must be put in there to at least win the ball back. Because if you do so, then you give your centre backs the opportunity to actually anticipate better and step in to fix the problem. But when you lose the ball and you start doing a Rashford-like way of behaving, come on, man, your team will get punished. And for me, it is a learning curve for all of them, including the head coach himself, Prof. He needs to go back to the drawing board, sit the boys down and correct that. Because if they don't correct that, Fentuo, they will concede more goals as a result. Because the number of saves that Abaloa is making, it is looking like...
Even made against Karela last weekend.
I'm sure that if we were to get the statistics, he would have made the most saves already in the league or in the first three.
Taking too many shots.
Yeah, first three. And that, for a Kumansa Santi Kotoko goalkeeper, that cannot be allowed.
All right, so defending has to be better. Let me take you to Algeria now. That's where Hearts of Oak faced JS Sura. They beat them 2-0 last weekend, and they were looking to take advantage of that and secure a place in the CAF Confederation Cup group stages. They had been in this situation before in the CAF Champions League, of course. They went and they lost by 6-0. Wasn't even close. The head coach, Boydu, said he had learned the lessons from that particular match, which would guide them to try and beat JS Sura. That didn't happen. They lost by 4-0 and crashed out 4-2 on aggregate. Everybody goes berserk. Deserved winners, 4-0. Game over.
And first of all, this is Hearts of Oak have been, and Ghana football has been taught a huge lesson. We are not there yet. Clearly, we are not there yet. This is not.
You mean Hearts of Oak are not there yet?
No, they are not. You might be dominating teams at home, but the level between Hearts and the top teams in Africa is clear, and it just means we need to sit up and start working on ourselves, so that in the next 2-3 years, at least when we go there, we are not embarrassed, because we've seen these sort of results happen quite too often in the past couple of years. I remember Ediana also went to the North, got beaten 4-1. Kotoko have also been disgraced in the last couple of years. It's happening a bit too frequently, and it's not good for Ghana football. Secondly, I think some of the decisions taken by Sam Obedu were a bit problematic. The goalkeeper, look, the decision not to start with Richard Atta, that is if he wasn't injured, which we've not got any confirmation of that. Or unwell. If he wasn't injured, he should have started this game. I don't think this is a game where you throw in somebody who's not played on the continent before, somebody who he doesn't, of course, he understands the assignment, but experience-wise, you can't just throw a goalkeeper like that into this game. And you look at this game, and 3 out of the 4 goals were basically poor goalkeeping. The first one was, you shouldn't be beaten from your near post like that. I think it was an own goal because that ball wasn't on target.
Exactly. It looked like it was just going across the face.
The second goal, set piece, you should be stronger at this level. When you are coming out, you should come out and claim the ball. And you see, these are the sort of things that you ask yourself if Richard Atta was supposed to. You know, he has that command of the area, he has that strength. When he's coming out, he's bullying everybody in his way and he's taking the ball. But of course, there are some fundamental mistakes that Hearts of Oak made in this game again. And it just exposes the entire system, the entire team, the entire technical team. And it just shows it's not just the quality of the players that is not there yet. The technical team is also clearly not there yet.
This basically exposed also not just the team, but also the tactical limitations of the Hearts of Oak head coach.
Yeah, and
that's the point you're making.
Yes, and look, it's not his fault. There are levels to this. You can crack level 1, 2. When you get to level 3, you would see that you are a bit far off. And I think it's a good lesson for him personally. He played well against Wydad at home, went away, got absolutely battered. He said he had learned his lessons after this game. And if you look at the first 45 minutes, what I picked up from that first half was Hearts didn't know what their game plan was. when the game started, you couldn't tell if they wanted to defend. You couldn't tell if they wanted to suck their life out of the game. You couldn't tell if they wanted to attack. They were just very flat. Yeah. And if you look at the stats from the first half, as you watch the first half, when it ended, you will not be surprised with the stats that you saw. Less than 35% possession. No shot on goal. Look, no shot on goal. It's not no shot on target. No. Hearts couldn't even shoot, whether from 50 yards. No. Not a single shot in 45 minutes. And that's what I'm saying. They seem very confused. And for a team that played that bad in the first half, at halftime, if you are the head coach, what are you going to tell them? Try and get a goal.
Enterprising at the start of the second half.
Try and get a goal. And if you go and you try and get a goal, that's exactly where Sarah wants you to be. And look, it was just a golfing class in terms of quality of the players, in terms of quality of the technical team. And I think the better side deserved to and won at the end of the day. And I think Sarah were by far the better side.
So that's that. Hasselhoff's journey in Africa, Sir Jones in Africa, have come to an end. Nimley, I'll come to you. I know you're itching to say something. But that's it. No group stages. They had it. They had 2 chances to do it. They blew it on both occasions. Keep your messages coming. I'm getting an awful lot of them. Use the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. Also send me a message. +233 550 585 832. You're watching Scorecard on Citi TV. We'll take a short break. When we return, I've got your messages, and we've got a lot more to show you, especially from the Premier League. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentuo Tahiru Fentuo. I'm here with Christopher Nimley and Daniel Koranteng. We showed you some highlights from the Ghana Premier League and Hasselhoff's 4-0 defeat at the hands of Algerian side JS Sora in the CAF Confederation Cup preliminary qualifying round, or last qualifying round. So no group stages for them in the CAF Champions League and not in the Confed Cup itself. Your messages here, I'll try and read some of them. But Nimley, I'll just give you like 1 minute to just pour your heart out.
I accept what Koranteng said about our football not there yet.
Yeah.
Difference in class. But one thing I will not accept from Samuel Boadu and his players is the manner in which they keep conceding the same type of goals against the same North Africans. You remember last week, if only we could go back to the 3rd goal. Last week, I did say here that there were 4 occasions where when the cross was put in the box, there were 3 or 4 Algerian players behind the last Hasselhoff defender.
You made that point exactly here.
And if he had missed the ball, they were ready to knock the ball into the back of the net. If we could go back to the 3rd goal,
we'll fetch it for you.
Conceded. Again, when the short corner was played, look at it. So stop it there. Stop it here. Stop it here.
Me. Yeah.
Now look at the Hasselhoff. Look at them.
Who are they marking?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look at the Algerians too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 out of the 5, bang, into the back of the net.
I mean, this is disgraceful.
What is this?
What are the Hasselhoff players? Why are they not in their own 6-yard box?
What is this?
Where are they defending exactly?
So is it the coaching that is that bad, or the players themselves are not intelligent? The goalkeeper couldn't see that, look, where you guys have crowded yourself, there was no need to do that. The ball will definitely go past. Look at where. So one person. Look at this.
This is it. So look this is. This. I mean, so the first 4 Hasselhoff players
completely out of the game.
In fact, fifth one. He's present. That's
he's present, but he's not marking anybody.
But the 4 you see there,
what is
right
this?
In front of the referee, Daniel, what are they doing?
This is what I will not accept.
Yeah.
This is what I will not accept from them, and accept from Samuel Boadu and his technical staff. Because
this is zonal marking, isn't it?
This is not zonal. What zone are they marking?
They're marking that zone. 4 players in one zone.
Why should they be even in? Is that the zone to mark? If you are zone marking, you mark the 6-yard box. That is what we mean by zone. Typically, when there's a zonal marking, the zone is the 6-yard box.
Right.
Not even the 18. Your zonal marking is because anybody who arrives into that box.
The idea of zonal marking.
No, but the idea of zonal marking should be properly done. This is absolutely shambolic. Look, for me, it hurts because, like I told you, I spoke to people directly in direct contact with the team, and I pointed out this thing to them that look, the Algerians or the North Africans, for that matter, they will highlight that. They will highlight that look, these guys sleeps on set pieces. And once we play, the same set piece was done last week, where from a corner they played a shot, and then I said it was left with the last Hearts of Oak defender. If the ball had gone past him, he would have. And it happened on 4 different occasions. I counted it and I said it here. And for me to see the manner in which they've been booted out, yes, we may not be of the same class of them, but you don't sell yourself this cheap. You don't sell yourself this cheap.
Wow.
It's not acceptable at all. To be honest with you, it's a complete embarrassment.
That's 10 goals.
What is that?
In Algeria alone.
What is
2
that?
matches.
What is that? Absolutely unacceptable.
How do you concede 10 goals in 2 matches? I mean,
similar type of goals.
As Ghanaian champions, that's just disgraceful.
It's completely mediocre. Mediocre. What?
Daniel.
Yeah, man, we are shot for words because look, we had a 2-0 lead. We had something to protect.
Daniel is looking at me cynically. He thinks I'm saying that with some sort of...
Oh, of course, but I know what he's doing.
That is the fact.
Thank you, Nimley.
We had a 2-goal lead.
Nimley, how do you say fact in Portuguese?
Factos. Factos.
What you are saying is...
It's factus. Factus. What is that? Oh, Charlie, they shouldn't be doing this.
All right.
They shouldn't be doing this.
Let me get some messages, then we'll take you to England. Our very good friend, Dennis Nyaku, Tino Clay, he says that Chelsea backline, including the goalkeeper, have become complacent. So he's already crying about his Chelsea team. Dennis, good to hear from you, as always. Large 1Z, he says, okay, this is from Koinsia. He said from Koinsia to Kofi Annan, that's his message. Hearts of Oak have really disgraced Ghana. And those are nicknames for Hearts of Oak. Koinsia and Ko Annan and Kofi Annan. He said Koinsia and Kofi Annan. Yes. So he says from Koinsia to Kofi Annan, Hearts of Oak have really disgraced Ghana. And those who live outside Ghana, so Mabodi should just resign before they arrive in Ghana. Thank you very much. Eric Ankra says, hard goalie, hopelessly hopeless. Nana Kojomola, he says, the way we played today is something I'm sure Coach Nimley will be proud of, especially how McFred played. There were assigned roles and they stayed with it nicely. Very interesting messages. But we will take a very quick emergency break here. When we come back, I'm taking you straight to England. All right, you're watching Scorecard on Citi TV. Let's go to England. West Ham hosted league leaders Chelsea in a London derby. Wow, what a match. Chelsea ended up being beaten there by 3-2. Look, Mendy had a night, a morning to forget. Was early kickoff.
Yeah.
Had an afternoon to forget.
Yeah, so he had an afternoon to forget. Jorginho likewise, even Toto Alote himself. Yeah, of course.
Lukaku.
Romelu is coming back from an injury.
Okay.
And when you look at him, when he got on the pitch, the team surprisingly never played to his strength. There were several occasions where they could have just crossed the ball. Rather, they opted for...
Chelsea fluidity completely went away with the introduction of...
I beg to differ. They had several opportunities just to put the ball in the box.
That's why you brought him on.
That's why you brought him on. And surprisingly, the players, the wing backs, decided not to. Now, on the first goal that Chelsea conceded, first and foremost, Jorginho shouldn't have passed the ball back. He did, because he didn't have eyes to see what was coming from behind. So the moment he gave the ball back to Mendy should have just kicked the ball away. Yeah. He felt that Bowen would have tackled him. So when Bowen showed as if he was going to tackle, which he didn't do, then he was indecisive. Then he committed the blunder. So West Ham score from the penalty kick. Now, if you go back again to the tactical substitution that Toto Aloto made, I completely disagree with the change of Alonso to shift Hudson-Odoi to a left wing back, where he would always, I thought once he substituted Alonso, he would have taken Rich James there.
Right.
And kept Hudson.
Because in the last match it happened. He took Rich James there.
And he was very solid.
Yeah.
and then keep Hudson-Odoi, because Hudson-Odoi, when he was brought on, he was having some good time on the right-hand flank. Once he took him to the left, he had as many as 6 opportunities just to float the ball into the box.
He always had to cut back.
He had to cut back onto his right foot, and whenever he attempted to do so, the ball was blocked. So again, that was not acceptable on the part of Thomas Tuchel. This Chelsea team, like one of the texters did say, is becoming complacent a bit. The only player in this team that plays with that level of seriousness from start to finish is Rudiger. And you can clearly see his reaction when they considered that sloppy penalty and when they considered the second goal. He was so mad at everybody.
Thiago have elite mentality.
Yes.
The rest of them are on and off players.
And for a player like Jorginho, who has just been voted the 3rd best player
in the whole world,
he should not be committing such kindergarten errors. Okay, this boy, Loftus-Cheek, one would have thought, look, he had a wonderful game yesterday.
He did.
But
he's been in great form
this season. Great form.
Yeah.
I wait to see what Toto Alote will do when N'Golo Kante and Kovacic comes back. Whether he'll give, I will give Jorginho a bit of rest, put Kovacic there, and pair Loftus-Cheek with N'Golo Kante. Because all the boy needs from a much more experienced partner in the middle is to issue out direction as to what he should do with the ball.
Especially when to go and when to stay, because his ball progression is his biggest ability. But
there were times where he progressed the ball
and it gets to a point doesn't know what to do.
He didn't just know what to do with it. And whenever they lost the ball, because in Antonio, West Ham always had a beautiful outlet.
Yeah.
An outlet that fancies his chances against any of the Chelsea, let me say, 2 out of the back 3. But for Rudiger, who I believe can match him for strength and power, Thiago Silva and Christensen will not match Antonio any other day.
Yeah.
So once West Ham had that outlet, Chelsea should have been very careful with the way they did their transition. The transition, in my view, was badly done.
Wasn't great.
And like I said earlier on, thank you guys. Thank Nketiah. Thank Netakwa, thank you for taking care of him, because when I called him, he was extremely dazed. So I needed you guys to make sure he was kept steady.
I was not dazed.
Oh, you were dazed, man. Is it because you are sitting in front of the camera that you don't want to accept that you were dazed?
Nimley, thank you. Let's move it on to Wolverhampton Wanderers. They took on Liverpool. That match looked like it was going to end in a draw until Origi did what Origi always does. Comes on, steps up, scores a late winner. That's very interesting. Very interesting result indeed. Origi stepping up when necessary. Divock Origi has scored something. I can't. Every time Divock Origi scores a last-minute winner, I always remember that goal against Everton. Like, I cannot forget ever. I can't forget ever. But let me take you to Watford against Manchester City. Man City, they won that match comfortably by 3-1. Bernardo Silva's form, impeccable form, I must add, continuing. Wow. Bernardo Silva, what a form he is in at the moment. Let me show you the full results from the Premier League weekend. And we will show you that Man United versus Crystal Palace match a little later in the show. But the rest of the results you see there, significantly, Newcastle United got their first win of the season. First win of the season after 15 matches. Incredible. You also see a very important result there for Southampton. They were pegged back. They scored first. Brighton equalised, so that match ended 1-1. Aston Villa against Leicester at the bottom. You see there, they won 2-1. Steven Gerrard's team back to winning ways after their defeat to Man City midweek. They're back to winning. Antonio Conte remains undefeated in the Premier League, in charge of Tottenham Hotspur, breezing past a very hapless Norwich City by 3-0. Rangnick's era at Man United started with a 1-0 victory. The goal came from the most unlikeliest of sources, Fred, after his man of the match performance in midweek against Arsenal. He's followed that up with an impressive wonder goal to give them a 1-0 win against Crystal Palace. Leeds and Brentford also ending in a 2-2 draw. All right, guys, let me give you one bite at any of those matches that you may choose, Daniel. From the Liverpool to Man City, quite a lot to talk about. Those two teams look like they're back to the best. In fact, Pep Guardiola said after the match that he feels that his team is definitely back to its best.
Yeah, look, City are very impressive. They are very impressive. It's not just this win against Watford, which of course we expected them to win and win quite easily. I think it was a midweek going to Aston Villa and grinding out that result, because frankly speaking, if you watch that game, I don't understand how Villa didn't get anything out of it. And these sorts of results and those sorts of performances just show you the championship mettle of the team, and it shows that this Pep team, and it happens every season. They start, everybody tips them, then they go on this very poor patch, and all of a sudden you see them racking up win after win after win after win. And I think they're on that purple patch now. It's beginning to come back. And of course, you have to talk about the form of Bernardo Silva. He's been absolutely fantastic, and that's the thing. Not a lot of people are talking about him. Not a lot of people are talking about him, but you don't really understand why that is happening. He's like the mainstay of this Manchester City team as it stands. And
considering that he almost left.
and that's what I like about it. The manager gives him a challenge. If you want to stay, then you have to get back to your best. And he's doing exactly that for Pep Guardiola. For Liverpool, what I like about this Origi situation is that you can see that he has an understanding with Klopp. He's not going to play every game, but I'll need you in moments like this. And almost every time Liverpool needs something like this, he comes on and he gets the goods for them. And for me, it's a perfect understanding that they have at that club. They wanted to get rid of him in the summer. He said he wasn't going anywhere because nobody out there is going to pay the sort of money Liverpool are paying. True. So if I'm staying, I'll sit on the bench. But when you need me, when you need a 90th minute win, for sure, I'll come on and I'll deliver it for you. So it's brilliant, and I like that sort of understanding. Of course, with Salah, Mane, Firmino, Jota, there's absolutely no way he's going to be starting week in, week out. But he knows his role, he understands his role. When he comes on, he does the goods. One thing I need to touch on is the Mendy situation. Everybody who's watched him under Chelsea, of course, not a lot of people watched him in his days in France. But with Chelsea, you can tell that he's very bad with his feet. Yeah. He doesn't like when the ball is played to him. Against Man United, if Fred was smarter, Man United would have won that game. He literally passed the ball to Fred. And he's done it quite a number of times, honestly. Last season against United, he passed the ball back to him. He failed to control, and the ball just passed by the post. It could easily have been an own goal. So when you have a goalkeeper like that, and the players in Chelsea, your centre-backs, your defensive midfielder, understand that this is the weakness of the goalkeeper, he should not, and the system should not allow him to be an outlet at all when they are being pressed. Because any smart side, and you could tell, Bowen, if you watch that incident, Bowen started going to Mendy even before Jorginho had time, because he knew that this is something that Chelsea does a lot. If you watch the Man United game also, Fred started moving in even before the ball got to Mendy, because they knew that once the ball got to, he's going to panic. He's going to do something that he's not ready.
He's going to try and pass.
Or he's going to try and pass it.
He
doesn't know what he's going to do with the ball. So when the ball gets to him, now he's beginning to think about it. And those 1 or 2, 3 seconds always undoes him. So I think that's an aspect of Chelsea's system where they need to fix. And secondly, just to touch on what Coach said about the switch of Hudson-Odoi. Now, in Chelsea's, was it 2-0? Malmo, when they went to Malmo and they won 2-0 Champions League, yes. At halftime, of course, after the game, Tuchel said he switched the two wingers in Hudson-Odoi and Ziyech that day because of the advice of his assistant referee. What was
because
his assistant?
A second.
Because when they were inverted, they always needed to cut back. Yes. And by that time, Malmo had recovered. So the assistant said, why don't we switch them to play on their favorite side? So if it's a right-footed, Ziyech is playing on his favorite left side. More traditional. So when they get the ball, they can instantly swing it in. And that's how the goal came. It came from, I think it was Hudson, right-hand side. And then Ziyech finished it off.
In the far
so post. At a point in the game where you are chasing the game, it's end-to-end stuff. You need, anytime West Ham attack and you get a counter-attack and you are going, you need that speed. That 1-2 seconds can change. Why do you switch it back to that system? And you see, what coach was saying was so obvious. There was actually a moment in the game where the ball was swinging. Fabianski came out and tipped it. And if it was Alonso, he was smashing the ball with his left foot inside. But now Hudson had to control, bring it back. And by that time, West Ham had already come in. They had set their line. So clearly, in as much as there were individual errors, which Tuchel has pointed out, he also needs to take the blame because he also had a part to play in that defeat.
Absolutely. So you had the guy's thoughts there. Still to come, as I told you, we'll try and play back that Man United victory for you, Fred, giving Ralph Rangnick's era a winning start. But I've got more of your messages as well here on the show. This is Scorecard. Don't go anywhere. The last leg still remains. You're watching Scorecard. We're on the last 30 minutes of the show. Let me read some messages here on WhatsApp. Lots of them have come in. This one is from One Plug in Sunyani, who says, please tell coach to take it easy because Man United will not get to the level of Chelsea despite Chelsea losing yesterday. But tell him he makes me love the show. Thomas from Insawam says, hi, Fentuo. Fred has been the most bashed player of United from last season all the way to this season. But to me, he has been their best player, especially in their last 2 games. Now, what will Coach Chris say about him?
Player.
Yeah.
That should be the performance today should be done consistently. You don't spend 50 million on a player today, correct, tomorrow, basa basa. What is that? 50 million pounds. It's not small money. You give me 1/10 of that, I'm cool.
Okay. Thomas, you have an answer. Aladdin from Teman says, if the Chelsea boys couldn't make it, I'm happy the girls did it for us. Yeah, Chelsea women beat Arsenal women by 3-0 to win the Women's FA Cup in England.
Barcelona women is waiting for them.
Why are you like this?
They collected to pour 6.
Sun in
was it 6 in the Champions League final?
Oh, it's okay.
6.
It wasn't 6, please.
4.
It was 4.
Oh dear Chelsea.
Oh God. This man.
Drinking the
this one says, congratulations to Man United for winning their match against Crystal Palace, especially to their new coach. That's a message from Napoleon Tumu Sankofabis. My name is Idris from Sabalugu in the northern region of Ghana. It's always a pleasure to be watching you guys. Scorecard, you guys are too much. Please greet Coach Nimley for me. Good evening, brothers. We should appreciate the fact that football is made with money. And obviously, these North African clubs have it. No amount of analysis will restore Hearts of Oak's loss. Hearts should come back for their league title, GPL. And you say Kim Faisal, inshallah. And you say Javi needs materials of ex-Barca. You have solutions for every team. AC Milan should stay focused to win the league. Kotoko will very soon set up fire in themselves once they have started dropping points. And that's a message from Dennis Moore in Ejra. Dennis Moore has solutions for every team
lots of
in the world. Sami Tuga from Koforidua says, good evening, boss. I've had a miserable weekend. Chelsea losing to West Ham and Kotoko losing to Kim Faisal is not easy at all. I can't relate. But Hearts loss, the Hearts loss has brought some solace to me. Okay, interesting. This one says, it's another blistering Sunday which can't end smoothly without Scorecard. I've put on hold my bathing to make sure I don't miss a single episode of the program. Glory, glory, Man United. My regards to Coach and Danny. I'm feeling good.
Oh, you've not bathed.
Make sure you bath. You have to bath. You have to bath. If you don't bath, it's not good.
And guess what? Inusa Haruna is sending a message from Tumu.
He's not bath.
People, hey, don't start.
Go and tell him to bath.
I nearly said something. I won't say it. We are on TV.
Whatever you have to say,
No,
keep quiet.
I won't say it. We are on
Because
TV.
when I'm getting married, it will be done in Tumu. So if you say something that you are not
can't go
supposed to
there.
say, you can't go
If I get there,
there. If you get there, they will meet you.
no, but they are my people. They know they are my people now.
This one says, I'm Sagidi from Suhum. If you have a good coach, players people classify as useless becomes world class. Just in just a twinkle of an eye. Look at Fred. Oh my God. Interesting. Yeah, we're happy day here. This one says, my name is Samuel from Dodowa. So House of Folk didn't learn anything from the 6-0 defeat and went back to Algeria to collect 4. Nimley, what has a power low team, eh? Repeat it after me.
I cannot get what you are saying. Me, I should repeat what.
Why are you so excited? This guy.
He says House of Folk a low team.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, fine. I'm going on. Please tell Coach that I like the way he blends the Gan plus the English. Whenever the show starts and he prays in Gan, you know the next comment is United. I love him though. He's a great guy. Still, Samuel Noah from Dodowa send this. Okay, Samuel. Today is your lucky day. 2 messages. Well done. Kwesi Anfield in Wager says, I reached my climax yesterday afternoon after Origi's smooth leg goal penetration. What a good time to be a Liverpool fan.
He reached his
what a choice. What an interesting choice of words.
I see what you did
there. Very Nimley. Let's not unwrap the nitty-gritties of his diction.
Let's go on.
Thank you very much. Charles from Medina says, as the folk have a weak mentality, the team isn't balanced. Somebody should learn. Maybe a large Gruger's boys are the real deal. This one says Chelsea will bounce back. It was just a blip. Abubakar in Tamale says, until we change so many things in Ghana football, no Ghanaian team will ever make it to the group stages of Africa's club competitions. Interesting. Nijan says, good evening, Fentuo. Fred will be a better player under Rangnick, and I love the present play from Man United. This one says, I'm watching United. He says, watching United play today tells how clueless Ole was. He really worried as well. We say hello to coach for me. Willis from Russia. I don't know if this is Russia in Kumasi or Russia in Accra or Russia in Europe. Specify, because in Ghana alone we have so many Russias.
There's one in Accra.
In Accra here we have.
There's one in Accra, man.
Thank you very much. So
it
will be interesting. One last message before we go for more highlights. Godfrey from Cape Coast says, good evening guys. United, they enjoy rough ball. Accra House of Folk should come back strong because we the fans are bleeding. All right, let me take you to Italy now, because I'm really interested in what's happening there. I'll show you 2 matches. AS Roma hosted Inter Milan. Jose Mourinho against his former team. He won Champions League, won the treble with them. They hammered him in Rome by 3-0. No sympathies at all. All right, so interesting result that was. So they lost by 3-0. AC Milan, they took on Salernitana, and they made sure they won. Took advantage of Napoli's defeat to go top of the Serie A table. All right, AC Milan winning there. Let me show you the 4 results from the Serie A, and we can put perspective on them. So there you go. Spezia 2-2 draw against Sassuolo as well. You saw Milan's win at the top, Inter's victory below. Napoli lost at home to Atalanta by 3-2. Fiorentina also beating Bologna away from home 3-2. Verona and Venezia 3-4. Cracking game, 7 goals. There were 4 goals shared between Spezia and Sassuolo as well. Then below that, Lazio also beating Sampdoria by 3-1. Juventus, I think they won as well. Close game. They were leading 1-0. I'm not sure what the final score is. But Daniel, I'm not sure what you make of the Serie A table at the moment. It's quite competitive. AC Milan top. Napoli.
Look, Napoli have issues.
And I'll show you the Napoli game. But in fact, let me show you the Napoli match before that. Napoli, they lost to Atalanta by 3-2. It was a cracking game of football. Take a look at the highlights. While we'll try to find that, Daniel, we can you can talk about the results from the Serie A and especially that Napoli defeat.
Yeah, in mid-weekend this weekend, we are seeing a lot of goals being scored in the Serie A. There was a 4-3 game.
Yeah, that's a lot of goals.
Yeah, during the week. I think it was Sassuolo and Napoli. No, that one ended 2-2. Yeah. There was 4-3 involving, 3-1 involving Fiorentina. We saw a 4-3 between Verona and Venezia this week. And look, it's getting really interesting, honestly. And the thing is, if you cannot defend, you are obviously not going to win championships. And if you look at the way Inter Milan are going about their business, they are winning their games, they are keeping clean sheets. They went to Roma this weekend, kept a clean sheet. Last week, I think they went to Salernitana, they kept a clean sheet. Was it Genoa? They kept a clean sheet, won by 2-0. They are doing their business slowly but quietly. After Napoli's fantastic start to the season, it looks like things are beginning to get shaky. And around this period is very, very difficult. When you are getting into the winter period, you need to end the year on a high and try and build on it in the second half of the season.
Is that because Victor Osimhen is out injured?
I don't think so. Why? Because they are still scoring goals. They are still scoring. They scored 3 times.
Clean sheet.
They scored 3 times against.
Koulibaly is also out.
Koulibaly is also out.
That is actually the reason why
they
may win the league.
I don't think so, because it's the structure of the defending. It's not necessary. You see, they are not conceding goals where you say if Koulibaly was here, he will stop this. It's the structure of the team.
Yeah, but you know, personality can sometimes the leadership at the back may not exist.
He's the captain of the team. He's the leader at the back. He does the organization and everything. So in his absence, it is more like they are missing that leadership direction from a true player who understands what the Serie A is all about.
Okay.
And I think his absence may go a long way to affect them. Don't forget, there are talks that the moment he gets fit, he comes to the AFCON.
Yeah.
And
so that's the Napoli game then. We found it eventually.
Exactly. And look, Atalanta, they are a dangerous proposition
for
to
any
deal with for any team. Because when you meet these guys, they are being coached by a manager who never wants the ball passed backwards. If you are going to receive a back pass from any player, you need to step into the half of the opponent. So although the ball is passed backward, but the pressure stays on the opponent. So if you are playing Atalanta and you don't find yourself on your A game, you will struggle. But like Koranteng rightly said, it isn't about Napoli themselves not scoring goals, but it's the manner in which they've gone about their defending. They've been all over the place. And for me, if you cannot defend very, very well,
I mean, so at this point it was 2-1.
You see, that's
took the lead.
That's why
so failure to defend.
That's why I need to stress on it. Look, personally for me.
So you're looking at the nature of the goals they conceded.
Come on, look at this. If Koulibaly is there, this is not, such things will not happen. If Koulibaly is there, such things will not happen.
Okay, let's put things into context.
Look at that. One pass.
2 weeks ago, they led against Inter Milan. Inter came back to beat them 3-2. During the week, they were leading 2-0 after 60 minutes against Sassuolo. Sassuolo came back and drew the game 2-2. In fact, Sassuolo scored a last-minute goal. The match had finished. They went back for a VAR review before that goal was disallowed. So technically, in the absence of VAR, they had lost that game. This game too, you came back, led 2-1 in the second half against Atalanta, and they still came back and beat you. If you watch the way they play their football when they are in the lead, they are still very open and very easy to carve open.
So then that's the coaching.
That is coaching. That's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily personal. Because if Koulibaly was there, they will still be conceding chances. They will still be conceding goals. So it's down to structure. And you see, where football has reached at the moment, if you look at all the top teams in the world, it's based on systems. For Chelsea, if you change the entire back three, you are still likely to play the same football. In fact, somebody made a point that watch Chelsea without the shirt numbers at the back. You will not know who is playing. It's the same Chelsea you see because it's a system. Kevin De Bruyne hasn't played the entire season for Man City.
Nobody even remembers him now.
Grealish got injured, Foden got injured. We didn't even know because they were still playing the same way. It's built on systems. When you take Salah and Mane out of Liverpool, they won the Champions League without those two. Against Barcelona, those two legs. Those two didn't play the Salah and Firmino. Yeah. They didn't play that, but it was the same Liverpool because the players understand the system. So in as much as personnel may improve the quality of the game, if you have decent enough players in the right system, they can thrive whether or not.
All right, interesting. So that's the lowdown on the Serie A. Let me take you to Germany now. There's only one match to talk about in Germany. Der Klassiker is what they call it. Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich went into the match with Bayern leading them only by a point. At the end of the day, or at the end of the match, Bayern won by 3-2 in a very controversial circumstance. How do you miss?
It's not serious.
The goalkeeper wasn't there. Empty post. He just needed to keep running.
Maybe he should have passed the ball to the other guy. For him to
that was
just-
a goal. How many goals did Lewandowski score?
I think he scored 2.
2. Sweat.
But look, again, it was a beautiful game.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there were so many questions with the officiating.
Yeah.
Just before Bayern got their penalty,
Yep.
Dortmund had a clear penalty.
They did.
As to, I don't know, it is like everything
In fact,
has
the
been done.
Dortmund players were complaining after the match as to why that particular referee was appointed. Jude Bellingham was the one that led
he
that
was so
particular-
clear in his view that this is a very controversial referee. He's got a history of
Yes, he did.
match fixing stuff. Why do you bring him in such a big game? And if you look at, I don't understand why he didn't give the Dortmund one.
Yeah.
I'm a Bayern Munich supporter. When they beat Chelsea, anytime they play Chelsea, I support Bayern Munich. But on this particular occasion,
You were Dortmund.
I was supporting Dortmund. Because, you see, I've always said that I want them.
Like an underdog story.
Yeah, I want the Bundesliga to be that competitive. And I want that even if Bayern will win, it should go down to the wire. How many points now? 4?
Yeah.
It's going to go to 7. It's going to go to 10.
Yeah.
Then the league will be over.
But personally, what I'm happy about is this what is going to happen this week. If you hear what the
On Tuesday.
oh yes, on Tuesday. Last time
Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. That's what Daniel is talking about.
I predicted it
Behind closed doors.
Yes, I've called my friends at Bayern, and they are going to make sure that everybody in the world understands that the true winner of the Ballon d'Or was supposed to be Lewandowski. Over 5.5. Bayern win. I promise you, nothing below 5 goals on Tuesday.
Let me show you the Bundesliga results from this weekend. Bayern Munich have a 4-point lead at the top already. Now, listen to this. This is a very interesting one, and this is where everybody's interest should be. RB Leipzig, they have sacked their coach, Jesse Marsch. After that defeat to Union Berlin, they've won this, like 6 games already, or 3 matches so far this season. It's not going too great, actually. And they're down in some position in a league that they don't like. So, and namely, he's American. They only hired him to come and replace Julian Nagelsmann.
They themselves, they are not serious.
Don't they, Leipzig?
Yeah, of course, they are not serious.
They're not serious.
If you look at the
After
caliber,
last season, they were the closest competitors
Exactly.
to...
And you know what they did? They sold their best defender, sold their coach.
The two best
defenders.
defenders.
But I'm talking about, you took your best defender to your
his
direct
partner.
rivals.
Yes.
You took your coach to your direct rivals. And then you took your captain in Sabitzer to your direct rivals. And you go and bring the RB Salzburg coach, bring him in and tell him that compete with the people that we've sold our 3 best.
who
and
does
after
that?
15 years, you are sacking him. They are not serious.
what is the rationale behind it?
Let's go to Spain now and show you Barcelona versus Real Betis. Barcelona, of course, since Xavi came in, they had been unbeaten, but in the end, Betis ended their unbeaten run. And this was a match they played at the new camp, Nimley.
Yes, I watched the game. I think they played very well, but there's something missing. They are missing that natural goal scorer.
They're missing Messi. I mean, what was this?
Come on, man. They are missing a natural goal scorer. Messi is gone. There's no need to cry over spilt milk. But the fact still remains that they are playing all the beautiful football, but they are missing the one who has got the instinct to put the ball in the back of the... As a Memphis Depay, he can only do as much.
Right.
He's not an out-and-out striker. Like you see Dembele. They are all trying to take the bull by the horn. But at the end of the day, because they don't have that clinical finisher in their team, everybody is hoping that I'm going to try to see whether I'll be the one to score the goals.
Right.
And one thing they are not doing well too is the fact that they are not defending well.
Look
Oh
at
my
this.
goodness,
Look
this
at
is
this.
sweet. Can you imagine?
How do you... 3 against 5. How do you let them pass you to?
They were just watching him to see exactly what he would do.
1-me.
On Tuesday, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry, Robert Lewandowski, Thomas Müller.
Oh, goodness me. Pastor Fred is about to feed.
This is it. This
They'll
is
go to Europa.
That should have been the equalizer.
That's a typical example of what I'm saying. If that is Luis Suarez or Messi or any other player renowned for putting the ball in the back of the net, That's 1-1.
Manuel Pellegrini's men getting the victory. Very important one for them, Real Betis. Sociedad, they hosted Real Madrid, top of the La Liga, and there was an opportunity for them to extend their lead, and they did. Brilliant. This Vinicius Junior,
wow,
he's unbelievable.
He's a fantastic player.
That's what coaching can do.
He's gotten so better, so influential, so deadly. I think he's the first player on that team sheet, not even Benzema. Because if you look at what Real Madrid does of late, everything goes through him. Benzema is the one at the end of the move. So in his absence, I was happy for the young boy they brought, the one they bought for. Yeah, I mean, when he was at Frankfurt, I really liked him a lot. But he's virtually struggled at Real Madrid to stamp his authority. But in the absence of Benzema, I don't know how bad Benzema's injury is. Maybe he's not going to get his fair share of run in the team. But yesterday, if you look at his all-round contribution, link-up play, it was absolutely brilliant. Look at the first goal. Sweet. This is how good the young man is. This is how good Jovic is. So all he needs, I'm happy he's been coached by Carlo Ancelotti, a coach who believes he's got what it takes to improve every player. There he goes. Very brave on his part, scoring the second goal for the team.
All right, so 2-0 victory for them. Let's try and show you the full results from La Liga this weekend. So there you go. Vallecano also winning 1-0. So the top 2-1 for Alaves. Sevilla also winning 1-0 against Villarreal.
Friend, can I say something?
Yes,
I think I finally agree with you guys. Atletico should sack Diego Simeone.
I told you.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's stifled.
I don't understand.
Real Madrid are very comfortable at the moment. They will win La Liga. Simple. It's very well defined. I'm going to leave you with this one. We'll show you one more. I told you that I promised you that I have one more highlight to show you, and this is from Old Trafford. All right. So that's it. The Rangnick era is started with a victory, and that's how we bring this an end to the show. So congratulations, Coach Nimley.
There will be more of such victories, don't worry.
There will be more, eh?
The master is in. The Godfather has arrived. His students will admit and acknowledge his presence. They will all stand up for him whilst he dominates. Just be cool.
I give up. Daniel, thank you very much. Thank you for all of your messages from wherever you're tuning as well. It's been lovely coming your way with another episode of Scorecard. Show will repeat 1 p.m. on Monday. Until next week, do take care of yourself. And a very happy birthday to our good friend Eric Donko, former Kotoko defender. He celebrates his birthday today. Very big fan of the show. I call him Musketeer. Congratulations. God has been great. And may God keep blessing you. Until next time, you take care of yourself. And bye-bye.